What's going on, guys? RS Games here, back with another episode of Farming Simulator 22 Login. How's it going today, everyone? I hope all is well with you. So today, as promised, we are going to be starting off with loading a load of logs. I got a decent pile sitting there ready to go. So we're just going to hop in the loader here and we're going to track it over to that pile. And we're going to get it on the truck and sold. So we're hopefully going to make some money today that we can maybe buy another piece of equipment. That's kind of the goal behind it. We'd like to get up that logging track there, get up into a landing and start skidding logs kind of down to here. We'll see how that goes, if I can succeed with that or not. We're going to have to succeed with loading these first. So we're going to hop in here. We're going to hopefully not mess this up too bad here. I'm not the best logger yet. I've been practicing, I've been getting better, but I'm still not the greatest per se. So that's a decent grapple there. I'm probably gonna lose that log on the bottom. Yep, I figured so. Alright, that looks pretty good actually. So we'll throw that in the truck there, and we'll try to grab this little guy here. Get him into his forever home in the truck. Well, not forever. It's going to be going to the mill and getting sold and hopefully making us a lot of money. So, alright. I don't know the exact price on the four-wooder I want to get. It's either going to come down to a four-wooder or a skidder, but I'd prefer a four-wooder. And I could honestly potentially sell the buncher to obtain that four-wooder, because if I'm going up there, I'm going to have to cut the... If I go a four-wooder route, I'm not going to be skidding these to a landing to use the processor head. I'm just going to be cutting them on the spot and then going in with the four-wooder. Now, the buncher is nice, and I don't necessarily want to sell it, because it's nice for just kind of clear-cutting a big area, right? And eventually, we do want to get into some skidder work. But our hopeful area here is going to be more of a four-wooder area, so... got to keep that in mind. And this isn't going too bad so far. Oh, that's kind of a missed grab there. I'm going to shoot up into the middle of them a little bit more. Hopefully squeeze them. There we go. Wow, we might actually almost have two loads here. I was just kind of guessing about how much I was going to need, and I just started... and I was practicing, not going to lie. Alright, let's get out and look at that truck there. We could get some more on the other side, it looks like. So we'll maybe try to just scoop these across. This thing doesn't have any sound. Interesting. I'm not real sure why that is. Maybe we could even try to pack it in there. I was hoping that I could just kind of scoot these guys across. And on the other side there, we can maybe fill the side closer to us that we can actually see. Man, we are so close to two loads here. So, we've got half a load left. We probably won't sell that towards the end. We'll get these guys sold. Ooh, that's kind of a nasty grapple load there. Alright. Somewhere in there. We'll just grab this little guy, maybe. Well, it was going good until that last little bit. He's going to be a difficult bugger. I can already tell that. Let's just throw him back over here. Okay, and then we'll squeeze him. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll get it. There we go. Alright, if it stays in my grapple here. Alright, I feel like that's going to be a good enough load there. I don't want to go too crazy with it. I want to fix this guy, though. Please, I don't want it sitting on top of my cab. If I can help it. We could probably get a little bit more on there, but I feel like that's a decent load. So we're going to go hop in the truck here. We should probably strap him down just to be safe. Yeah, that's... Uh-oh. Yeah, I had my loader attached too. Okay. Now we should be far enough away that we don't have to strap... that we can strap it down. So we'll drive over here to the log sell point. I feel like this is a little bit bigger load than we had last time. I could be wrong. It's a lot nicer stacked in there too. But these logs fit perfectly inside the truck. We could maybe go up to 7s, but it leaves me a little room to be on the error side of my loading skills. Alright, so $16,000. Not that much. Alright, what's that four-wooter gonna run us? I got a wide selection here, but I think I know which one I want. I want one of FDR's skidders. Or skidders, four-wooters. Did I pass it? I've seen it before. Am I going crazy? Oh, it's right here. So it's $110,000. That's actually not that bad. What can we sell? I don't really have anything I could sell. The buncher head would get us close. If I don't have to sell it, why sell it? Type of thing. I can't take out a loan. Let's go back and load up that last little bit there, and then we'll maybe think about selling that buncher head, because that'll get us pretty close to where we want to be. And then we'll hopefully be able to get that thing up that logging road, and then right where we're set up right now is going to be kind of our home point, or our landing kind of thing. I'm gonna want to back in there, ain't I? Ooh, this truck's got bad brakes. But we could even sell that Tiger Cat too. I just like to keep the machine itself, because honestly, eventually I could get another head for it, and the machine itself's more expensive. We don't really need any other purchases right at the moment, so there's that as well. Let's park it right about there. That should be good. Let's hop back in this guy, get my camera in a good spot. All right. I mean, this is only going to be a few $1,000s here. This isn't a big money maker here. But it's an extra. It's extra, so we might as well. We got it there. We got it ready to be sold. Might as well go ahead and sell it, right? All right, just drop that thing in there. That wasn't the most beautiful thing I could have done there, but you know what? It worked. It's a little hard on the truck, I'm sure, to do that. I don't want to be fixing this thing every couple days. Another thing, guys, if you guys are new here and you want to see some more logging on Farm Sim 22 as well as plenty of other content, I'd really appreciate it if you guys would hit that subscribe button down below and smash that like button. We are in the push for 5,000 subscribers by the end of this year. I can't get there without your guys' help and support. And eventually we'll get a joystick cam in this game for this, because I'm running dual joysticks. If you guys missed the last episode where we moved to this map, I'm running dual joysticks now. Actually, I think I've been running them for a little while in the logging side of things, but we're running them now. We got them hooked up, so that's pretty nice. And eventually I'll bring a cam once I get a better kind of setup going here. I don't really have a good mount for my cam right now, so that's the hang up. And I don't know, I gotta kind of move everything on my setup. I gotta change my display monitors and everything just to run these joysticks. So it's not necessarily the biggest pain ever, but it's not the easiest either. All right, $43,000. Oh, that's gonna be not quite enough, I bet. All right, we need $110,000 even. Oh. All right, we're gonna load up them little pieces there. I'm gonna get that 110 even, and I'll be right back. All right, guys. Well, we sold that little bit of pulpwood that I had there, and look at that. I have $2 to spare. That is not a lot of money to have extra. So hopefully, this four-wooter purchase is worth it. I could have leased it, I suppose, but I don't really want to lease too many things. Right now we got what's leased in this game is the truck and trailer down at the dealership, but I'm not really considering that as mine personally, because, well, I don't own it. It's more of like a dealership thing. They offer that to move your equipment around. But where's that at? Right there. Let's get this Timber Pro four-wooter. Perfect. Oh, there she is. That's right. I have store deliveries on, so I'm now negative money for purchasing that because it was delivered to me. Anyways, we've got it. Oh, this one I can pick up by hand. Interesting. Anyways, we've got this thing. It's pretty nice, actually. Does this have any telescoping? No, it doesn't look like it, but it's got a dangle grapple, so I should be able to, well, work through it pretty easy. All right, so the next order of business, we're just going to leave that sitting right there. We're going to track our processor up the logging road a ways, and hopefully, ooh, I got to turn this thing around. And start slaying some trees down, and we're going to hopefully get a little bit of a load, and we're going to test that forwarder out just to make sure that that was a worthy purchase for the business here. We're running some nice equipment, but we are still in debt. So I think after we get some money back in the bank account, we're probably going to have to start paying off some of our debt, because currently we're negative $2,748, which that's just today, so we can go negative. They ain't going to come repossess our equipment yet. But if we stay negative for a long time, they may come and say, give us back some equipment. You're negative. And really, everything's kind of bought on a loan. So, I mean, some of it. We could say that 2 of our pieces of equipment are bought on a loan. So that's not a good thing to have. We're going to go up here a little ways. I just kind of want to get out in the sticks a little bit here and just play around. I love the way that this road is. I can't even tell you. This is pretty awesome. It's pretty rough country back here. Hopefully we can get back here okay. The forwarders should not have a problem. These track machines, they're gonna struggle a little bit. Well, as long as we don't throw a track or anything, we'll be okay. This is pretty cool. I really give props to FDR. His maps are, I mean, they're just logging, so they're not like nothing super spectacular, but as logging standpoint, they are really nice maps. Puts a lot of work into them, a lot of detail. Like these roads right here, that's cool. To me, that makes this really fun. It's you got to kind of work at getting out into your area. I don't know how deep I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go back here just a little ways. Probably get up. This is actually not a bad spot to start. I want to go a little deeper though, right? I bought that fancy equipment to get back here, so we wanna go a little ways in here. But I think there's quite a bit of swampland up ahead. We're not really set up for that just yet. All right. I think actually right here is not a bad starting point. We're just gonna have to kind of cut our way in. I'm just gonna hop out. We're gonna run up the road here. I just want to see what's up yonder. It kind of looks like it's maybe some swampland. And as fun as that sounds, like I said, we're not the most set up for that right now. Yeah, it's pretty swampy up here. It's a little less dense, but I'm gonna start into a denser area, just for sake of getting some trees down, so that way we can pay off some of our debt. And obviously get into a positive bank account. Because it is not fun being negative. I can tell you that much. Alright, this looks like a good spot. This is going to be our starting spot. We're going to raise that head up. And I haven't cut down a tree with this thing like this yet. So we're going to see how that goes. Alright. We're going to suck the head in and hopefully cut that guy. And obviously we're going to have to drop it down. Ooh, okay. Landing these is going to be a little bit tricky here. Finding a good spot to put them. I want to cut on this side more, I think. Alright. I'm just going to kind of cut here until I think we've got a decent load. Ooh, I never grabbed onto that one. It's not the end of the world because this thing is a little forgiving, kind of, except for when I'm running it, it's not very forgiving. All right, let's see if we can get that dropped down and weaseled in here. I kind of picked a bush to start throwing these logs into, so we'll maybe throw some right there. Ooh, that's gonna be partially on the road. We'll just have to be mindful when we come in here with that forwarder, not to run these over because they might go flying. Ooh, that's really bad. Ooh, this might have been a bad decision. I'm not the best cutting man here, so we'll see how it goes. I'm also not the best with the forwarder, so I can maybe maybe get used to this style of cutting here a little bit. I just gotta remember to drop that head. These should be short enough if I boom all the way out. I don't think they'll run into the cab. Nope. All right. Like I said, right now we're just kind of cutting our way in here so that way we can have a little bit more area of freedom here. Right now there's not a lot of room to work. We gotta close that. Oh no, don't drop yet. Don't drop yet. No. Okay. Well, we'll just slide it back. We're not gonna have the most beautiful spot yet, but once we get ourselves in there a ways, we'll be able to make some beautiful piles to come in with that forwarder. Right now, it's just kind of throwing them down, hoping for the best. All right, I think I've cut down like 4 or 5 trees so far, but that's not really gonna be enough. We're gonna need a rather large amount of logs, I think. Oh, okay. I am really starting to make this difficult for myself. I almost should get that other loader. I think I can maybe reach a little bit farther with that thing. Okay, we're gonna have to drive in a little bit more here. And we'll cut down like maybe this group of trees here. And then I'm gonna get rid of them stumps. So right now I'm just using the easy dev tools to get rid of the stumps. I find that to be the easiest, honestly. I know it's kind of cheating in a way because I'm not having to buy a piece of equipment to remove them, but it's so much easier to just click a button and all the stumps disappear. And it just helps with gameplay and everything. So I do apologize if any of you are like, that's cheating. I don't mean it to necessarily be cheating in the game, but for now, it's definitely a lot better source of removing stumps. Ooh, that one's stuck. We're just gonna have to kind of cut this one goofy here. Oh, okay, there we go. There's just one that was really jacked up. Oop, that was bad. Now my thing's turning in ways I don't want it to. I definitely am going to have my work cut out now. Alright, can I get that last like one that's already been messed up a little bit, and then I think we're getting ourselves close to a load. I'll maybe swing around and cut some of these on the other side of me here, just to maximize our space. Because once we start really going after it, we're gonna need a lot of room in here to make some nice piles instead of these crappy ones that I look like a rookie making. I missed that tree. Let's try to cut it again. And it does look like this thing's auto tilting down, so that's pretty nice actually. At this point, I'm just gonna throw them on top of this stack here. It's all goofy, but we got that dangle head, so it should actually kind of help us a little bit. It's not like we got to be the most precise with our grabs. We're not gonna be grabbing a whole stack at once. All right, I want to try to get that guy there. Maybe them two, and then we'll go grab that forwarder. I don't have it. What if I swing this way? Oh, actually, it's this guy right here that's causing me grief. Oh, I missed it. There we go. Should have it now. Is it not dropping? There we go. It's just all goofed up. There we go. All right, perfect. We'll throw it there. And we're gonna cut that last one. I'll pull this thing out of the way, and then we'll go get that forwarder and try to load these things up. I'm super pumped about that forwarder. I don't know why, but I love running forwarders in this game. I'm not the most keen to processing, but you get me in a forwarder, and I'm all for it. All right. That's a little bit crappier job, but you know, it's not the worst pile I probably could have made. I mean, they're at least kind of in one uniform area for the most part. I mean, those ones are kind of all over the place, but yeah, I'm not super worried about it. All right, let's go get in that forwarder. Oh, I missed it. I don't have that many pieces of equipment here, so. But yeah, here she is. This is awesome. I am glad I bought this thing. My cab, I don't like that. I wonder if I can change the driving direction at all. Oh, I turned my HUD off. Oh well, we'll just live with it for now. When we come out, it'll be a little bit better. It's got a nice bunk on it, so I don't know if I even got a full load with this thing. I didn't realize the bunk was this big on this thing. But it's handling this road like a boss. Sure, when we're loaded down, it's going to be a little bit more of a struggle, but can't worry about that right now. We just gotta get the logs onto it. That's our first worry. We'll stop kind of at this. I think I could maybe even just back in there and we can get most of them. All right, we'll try that. We can probably get most of these guys here, and we get a grapple cam. So that's always nice because I parked in a bush. All right, first 3 logs. So I'm gonna probably have to go down them a ways, get a more of a centered approach. Perfect. I think, ooh, I didn't get that bottom one all the way. I still don't have it all the way. No. Okay. There we go. Now I got it. After they're all jacked up here. Okay, we're gonna try this out. Wow, this is actually proving to be more difficult than I thought it was going to. Alright, I want to try to back them up into here and make a nice load for ourselves. Alright, that's not terrible. It could have been worse. Alright, well, let's grab this single guy here. I think there's some more in front of me, too. Okay. It's kind of a whole different approach of what I've been practicing on. So that's also different for me. So just bear with me. I'm going to get better. I can't see what's below here, so we'll just come back to that. I think there's a few more logs in there, but we'll swing over here where I know there's logs. Okay, this actually might be rather difficult the way I landed these things. We'll start with them two. I'm just gonna do probably 2 at a time here until I get a little bit more used to it. Obviously, I can probably get some more once we get some nicer piles down. But for now, my piles are a little crazy, so we gotta work through this here. But this thing is really nice to run. I gotta say, for having a dangle on it, it's pretty nice. I'm just making that worse for myself. Let's go down here and try to grab that guy. Ooh, I'm not gonna quite be able to get it, I don't think. Can I just grab the one? Is that gonna be possible? Oh yeah. Okay. We probably can get by with going in like this. Bring it up. Oh, a little too far. Still a little bit too much there. All right. These trees look like babies in the bunk of this thing. My goodness. We need to get into some thicker trees or something. These guys are just puny. Alright, there we go. Hopefully. Oh, I could have gotten 3 there. I should have maybe went for that triple. Okay. Oh, I'm messing up. Might be a little too far out. Oh, turned the wrong way. My goodness, you'd think at this point I'd be pretty used to these controls that I've got set up. I mean, they're straight off. If you guys are looking at running dual joysticks, FDR on his website's got the perfect guide, especially with his equipment, how to set up dual joysticks. So I'm running his exact controls, and sometimes I just get a little goofed on what button, which way spins which way. I don't know why it messes me up, but it does. Okay. What really goofs me up is sometimes when I plug my joysticks in, they're like backwards of what they should be. That really messes me up. I'll get in the equipment, think it's ready to rock, and then I gotta like quick swap my joysticks around because they're They're opposites, and that really confuses me sometimes. Most of the time, I remember that I just normally just launch the game before I even get my joystick set up, and then I move from there. Okay. All right. I'd like to be able to grab more than one, so that way we can get this done a little bit faster. Because I'm sure at this point I'm starting to bore you all, but I apologize. So I think what my approach is going to be is I'm just going to take my big loader when I get back to the landing. I probably won't do that in this episode, but I'm going to take the big loader and just grab a good claw worth of them out of here. And then if there's any left at the bottom, then I'll use the boom on this thing to get whatever's left. But I think that'll work out all right. As long as I don't like go too deep and grab the machine. That I have done that before, and it gets kind of goofy. I haven't, like I said, I've had a break from logging for quite a while. I used to be pretty hardcore into farm sim logging because it's just kind of relaxing, you know. Farm sim in itself can be relaxing, but logging is just, it's so satisfying, especially when you're running joysticks. You just sit here, kick back in a chair, throw on logs. It's pretty satisfying. That's why I think I enjoy doing it so much. Long week, you just come in, you start logging. I mean, sometimes logging can definitely make you scratch your head a little bit at times. I ain't gonna lie about that. Alright, oh, I'm not quite fast enough to drop one and grab another. Went a little too deep there. There we go. I'm gonna try to grab both of them birch ones at the same time. My gosh, I thought I cut down a lot of trees. I think we're gonna have like 2 loads worth in this bunk for our semi. Which, you know, that's okay. That's good money. We need the money. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's like a load and a half in the bunk on this thing. If it was full. Just seems like a lot more. But I guess I did cut down quite a few trees to get that load and a half that we started out with this morning. Or, not this morning. That we started out with at the beginning of this episode. I'm sorry, I'm recording kind of in the morning. So, but these episodes don't come out until noon. I'm switching my upload time to noon. Videos that go up at noon, they actually seem to do somewhat better than the ones later in the day or early morning. So, if you guys don't like that, let me know. I can always switch back. But part of being a YouTuber is figuring out when the best time is. Obviously, I try to get the videos out to you guys that watch, but I'm also trying to, you know, get more people to watch. So that's part of the thing with YouTube is figuring out what time works best for growth and for your community. It's always just a balancing point. Okay, can I get like a quad? This thing is really good at moving logs too. Like I enjoy how smooth this thing can move the logs. All right. That's a good grapple load there. Perfect. We're starting to fill the bunk up a little bit, but I'm a little short on the logs. So that's that also. Man, I felt like I cut down like 10 trees there. I suppose that's a decent amount. It's probably close to a load, I'd say. Maybe a little lesser load. All right, can I get all these guys here? Boy, that's a really nice grab there. And there's some decent mass to these logs too. All right. Oh, we're a little too far. Right there's a good drop point. All right, let's see. Do we have any left? There's those 2 right there. Man, this bunk is a lot bigger than I thought. Oh, I just sent that thing flying. All right, you know what? We're going to call that a load. Anyways, I'm going to get some more trees down and I'm going to fill this thing up for next episode. And we'll probably go through the process of trying to unload it. But that's going to be the end of today's episode. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I'll catch you all the next time.